one hand out for a handshake, one grown man who didn't take the hint, and 13 seconds of video that had the internet asking the same question all weekend: who's actually watching out for Northwest? Because right now there's a viral clip going around from Paris Fashion Week, and depending on who you ask, it's either nothing or it's a 5-alarm fire. Skepta thinks it's a fire. And when Skepta starts typing in all caps, you know it's about to get messy. Let's break down what actually happened, fact by fact, opinion by opinion, because this story has a lot more going on underneath it than one awkward hug. Here's the short version before we go deep. Northwest, 13 years old, was at a menswear show in Paris. A 23-year-old French model and influencer named Matteo Sinet approached her for a photo. She put her hand out for a shake. He went in for a hug instead, and somehow, that 4-second mismatch turned into one of the biggest celebrity parenting debates of the year. Sounds small, right? Stick around because the reaction to this clip is honestly the more interesting story than the clip itself. Okay, the facts first. This went down on Friday, June 26th at the Vetements Menswear Spring-Summer 2027 show during Paris Fashion Week, one of North's now regular Fashion Week stops. Matteo Sinet, a French model and influencer who's met North multiple times before at similar events, walked up and asked for a photo. In the video, you can clearly see North extend her hand, a handshake, plain and simple. Sinet instead leans in for a side hug. She adjusts, they pose, the moment's over in seconds. If you blinked, you'd miss it. But somebody didn't blink. Somebody clipped it, posted it, and by the next morning, it had been viewed millions of times. And that's when things got loud. The clip was shared by rapper Skepta, and he did not come to play nice. His caption, "A blind man could see she wanted a handshake." That one line did more damage than a full essay could have, because it wasn't just an opinion, it was an accusation. Skepta was basically saying, everyone in that room should have seen this coming, and nobody stopped it. And he didn't stop at one tweet. He followed up, visibly frustrated, saying the way strangers try to interact with North makes him sick, and told fans in no uncertain terms to protect their kids. Not exactly subtle, not meant to be. Now here's where it gets interesting, because not everyone agreed with him, and Skepta did not let that slide quietly. When some commenters pushed back, asking if hugging is really a social offense, Skepta doubled down hard, essentially arguing that ignoring a 13-year-old's clear physical boundary, a handshake, not a hug, isn't a small thing just because it looks small on camera. He went on to say the real language people need to learn isn't French or German, it's body language. That line alone turned into its own meme within hours, because let's be honest, the internet loves nothing more than a quotable takedown, and Skepta accidentally main charactered himself into this story almost as much as North did. If you're enjoying the breakdown so far, hit that subscribe button and join the List Owl Uncut family. We break down the biggest celebrity stories with facts, context, and just enough humor to keep things interesting. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Once Skepta's post caught traction, the replies turned into a full courtroom drama. Social media users started zooming into that 4-second clip harder than forensic analysts on a true crime documentary. Body language experts appeared out of nowhere. Everyone had a theory. Many viewers sided with Skepta, calling the moment uncomfortable and sickening to watch, arguing that a grown man not respecting a child's boundary, even in a low-stakes photo op, says something bigger about how celebrity kids get treated by strangers who feel entitled to access. One widely shared comment put it bluntly: adults have better protective instincts toward North than some of the people actually responsible for her. But, and this matters, not everyone read the clip the same way. A number of commenters pointed out that Sinet didn't linger, didn't make it weird, and that North recovered almost instantly and even suggested the pose for the photo herself. Their argument: sometimes a handshake becomes a hug because of an honest mixed signal, not malice. One popular reply framed it as a completely ordinary human moment that the internet chose to turn into something darker than it was. So which is it, a red flag or a total overreaction? Genuinely, the comment sections couldn't agree, and honestly, neither can we with total certainty. That's the split we need to sit with. This is the part that added fuel to the fire. According to reports, North attended this event without either parent by her side. Kanye West was reportedly in Paris around the same time. He just wasn't at that particular show with her. He later traveled on with his wife, Bianca Censori, for a performance. Kim Kardashian's whereabouts during the actual event weren't part of the coverage, but the headline detail that stuck with people was simple. In a room full of adults, North was navigating this moment solo. Now, to be fair, a source close to the situation told Page Six that North wasn't uncomfortable at all, and that she simply wasn't sure whether Sinet wanted a handshake or a hug. That's a meaningfully different read than sickening and distressed. So here's your fact-check moment. We have a viral clip everyone interpreted differently, public criticism from a respected artist, and a private source pushing back on the worst-case read. All three of those things are true at the same time. That's the story. Here's where this stops being about one hug and starts being about something a lot bigger. North West isn't just Kim and Kanye's daughter anymore. She's on her own trajectory. Fashion Week appearances, music releases, public performances, a growing public persona that's increasingly separate from her parents' fame. She's 13, and she's already operating in rooms full of adult professionals, adult models, adult industry players. That's not really a childhood most of us would recognize. And that's exactly why a 4-second clip hit such a nerve. It's not really about Matteo Sinet. It's about a much bigger, messier question. What happens when a child's public life starts moving faster than their ability to set and enforce their own boundaries? Kim and Kanye have faced parenting criticism before, from decisions about North's social media presence, to her makeup and styling at a young age, to her increasingly adult-coded fashion choices. Some of that criticism has been fair pushback about pacing. Some of it, fans argue, is just people being uncomfortable watching any child grow up publicly, period. Both of those things can be true. So, did the internet overreact, or did it catch something real? Honestly, probably both, depending on which 4 seconds of the clip you focus on. What's not really up for debate is the bigger pattern underneath it. Children of extremely famous parents are operating in adult spaces earlier and more often than almost any generation before them, and the guardrails for that, social, cultural, even legal, haven't caught up. Skepta's message, stripped of the internet noise, was actually pretty simple. Pay attention to a kid's boundaries, even the small ones, even when it's awkward, even when the room is full of cameras. Whether or not this exact moment was distressing to North personally, that's a message that's hard to argue with. What do you think? Was the internet right to be concerned, or did this moment get blown way out of proportion? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to Listal Uncut, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next celebrity story everyone will be talking about. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.